Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Raw Take. I'm your host, Rob Reed. This is your review for the August 9th, 2021 edition of Monday Night Raw. Don't worry, guys. Tonight's going to be a lot less angry. Not so much to be angry about. Last night's show wasn't even really that bad. There were there were some issues, but it wasn't really a bad show. It was kind of there, but there were a few interesting and fun things that happened last night. So we start out uh, automatically. Randy Orton makes his return. Uh, no explanation on why he was gone for so long. He starts to talk and then immediately gets interrupted by Riddle, who comes out and asking, "Bro, where have you been all this time?" Says, "Now we can, now we can bring back RK Bro." And Orton's like, "You don't get it. Why, 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 why do you think we're still a tag team? That you've been doing good on your own. You don't need me around." Uh, this brings out uh, AJ and Omos. They start making fun of uh, Riddle and Orton, making fun of Riddle because now Riddle has a broken heart because Orton doesn't want to be in a tag team anymore. AJ Styles challenges Randy Orton tonight. So that'll be your main event tonight. The or last night. The first match on the show. Baron Corbin comes to Monday Night Raw. You know, he's still in his financial woes. He says he's offered to fight Drew McIntyre on behalf of Jinder Mahal. That he's afraid of getting his head cut off. He said, but for the money that he's getting paid to do the match, you know, that'll work. Then it goes to McIntyre, and McIntyre's like, you know, you're kind of pathetic. He said, and one thing I do like is they didn't necessarily make the joke of, haha, he's poor. It's more of, you've reaped what you sowed. You've been a really terrible person for years. Is that you've always flaunted your money on people, and now that you're in a financial situation, you're begging people for money. Tonight, you're just going to get an ass kicking. You've reaped what you sowed. So the match was really just a squash. Um, Drew was beating the crap out of Corbin, and he picks up a microphone. Look, man, I've been kicking your ass for the last few minutes, and you really are pathetic tonight. He said, you look awful, you smell awful. Do you need some money? How much money do you need for, you know, for hotel room, change of clothes, and for God's sakes, a shower? And Corbin says $100,000. How about $100,000, $100,000? How about $200,000? How about $300,000? And he said, "Okay, here you go. 3, 2, 1." Hits him with a claymore. 1, 2, 3. Match is over. I'm perfectly fine with this. They're still trying to put this sword, Claymore sword, Angela, that's named after his mother, and you know, early in the early promo, McIntyre says his mother was told to have an abortion when she was carrying Drew, and was told that she should have an abortion or because it could be, and she refused, and she kept him. And these story time with Drew, I could really do without. They're putting way more on Drew than needed. He's an interesting guy to begin with. He's a big dude. His best stuff is when he's just a badass fighter, and I don't know why they keep going away from that. But for all that said, I thought this whole segment, this whole lead up match and end was perfectly fine. I had no problem with it. Next, we have a rematch between Karrion Kross and Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy's back from his, he had COVID. And of course, they didn't mention it because it doesn't exist in the WWE universe. This time they have a long, about 10-minute match, and Karrion Kross wins clean. Just quick question. Why couldn't we have done this 3 fucking weeks ago? Then we wouldn't have had this whole issue that everybody has had for the past 3 weeks with how they've already been booking Karrion Kross. Now he's at 500. He's literally been 50-50. This is the most dumbest thing. Oh, and just found out last night that apparently on Main Event, Aaliyah beat Dakota Kai on Main Event. Way to promote your women's title match at TakeOver, guys. Good job. As we've said, WWE does not care in any way about NXT. Okay. Next, we have Doudrop is facing Alexa Bliss. Immediately, there we want Wyatt chants. Like, very audible, we want Wyatt chants. Apparently this week, Kevin Dunn was not manning the sound booth station, so a lot more chants got through. This match was stupid. The match was going all right, and then, not kidding when I say this, Lily winks at Doudrop and is rolled up, and Alexa Bliss rolls her up and pins her. I hate this stuff. I hate this entire thing. We'll just go on. We'll just move on. I harp on this stuff too much. We'll just move on. It's stupid. We know nobody cares. At this point, I'm more numb to it. I think WWE has broke me. Next, we have a match with Ricochet and Sheamus. It's another, say it with me, boys and girls, championship contenders match, because it's the most lazy thing WWE has come up with yet. the match was actually really good because you put Sheamus and Ricochet in the ring together, they're going to have a pretty good match. This is no different. But the only problem is it's another thing where nobody cares. Surprisingly, this is only like the fourth match they've had this year, even though it feels like they've wrestled each other about 20 times by now. But uh, but yeah, this was a good match. Sheamus wins clean, brogue kick, 1, 2, 3. Uh, then Damian Priest comes out. They have a stare down. This brings out John Morrison, so Damian Priest can have another match with John Morrison. They've had this stupid feud between Damian Priest, John Morrison, and The Miz since the beginning of the year, since January. That's when they started the Bad Bunny stuff. It was in January. Oh well, another match where Damian Priest beats John Morrison. Match ends. He goes out. He gives Miz a look. He looks like he's gonna chase Miz. Miz stands up from miraculously stands up from his wheelchair, so he's perfectly healed. Miz runs off. So we're probably going to have another have a match between Damian Priest and Miz next week. Yay! Isn't that fun? Next, we actually have a pretty good match, though it's another rematch. It's T-Bar takes on Ali. All of a sudden, Ali is much more friendly to Mansoor than he has been in weeks. But still, I think the Mansoor and Ali stuff is probably the best stuff on the whole show. I just wish they'd get some better booking and better a more variety of matches. And Mason T-Bar's thing is now just they're big, so that makes them a better tag team. I'm okay with that. I 100% take this version of Mason T-Bar over Retribution any day. But this is a good match. T-Bar wins clean. Ollie's on the top rope getting ready to do a 450, and T-Bar kicks it was next to the ropes, and it kicks the ropes. Ali gets crotched. T-Bar grabs him from the ropes, hits the feast the eyes, 1, 2, 3, simple and effective, which completely negates the entire reason why they had Ali lose in Chicago last week, because nobody cared. Oh, and Karrion Kross earlier got zero reaction. None at all. Nobody cares about him. Okay. So, I'm not kidding when I say this. Now, Nikki ASH, the thing that gives her her strength, is a nightlight. She actually said it in a promo. What gives her her confidence is a fucking nightlight. She's a 10-year-old. Nikki Cross was one of my favorite characters. The crazy, insane girl from Sanity was one of my favorite gimmicks. What has happened? What's happened? Now she plays a child. She's going to have a match with Rhea Ripley. The match, we don't even really get a match. They start to have a good match. Then Charlotte comes in, interrupts. Double DQ. Because we can't have anybody win or lose matches. I'm just tired of it. So then we have Orton versus Styles. No surprise. Really good match. Awesome fucking RKO at the end. Styles jumps off the ropes, comes right into an RKO. Awesome end. The reason for the end, Riddle comes out. He tries to attack Almost. He gets beat up by Almost, but it causes enough distraction for Orton to get the win. He jumps in the ring. It looks like RK Bro is about to get back together. And I think they are. I think they are back together. But Randy does hit Riddle with the RKO. He smiles right after. He goes in like he's going to hug Riddle, and then he hits him with an RKO. But when right after, he's like smiling, and he like pats Riddle on the head. It seemed to me more of a Stone Cold DTA, whether it was a baby face or heel, Stone Cold would hit anyone with a stunner at any time. That's what it felt like more to me. I don't think it was a heel turn. I think they are together. I think it was more just still got you type thing. I still think we're going to get RK Bro and versus AJ and Omos at SummerSlam. Overall, this was a decent show. By Raw standards lately, it was actually a pretty good show. I mean, the bar hasn't been exactly set very high lately, but I wasn't necessarily angry about anything last night. Nothing was egregious. The Lily stuff needs to go away. But overall, pretty decent Raw last night. This has been the Raw Take. I've been Rob Reed. If you like this video, give a like, subscribe, comment down below. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Rob Reed, Mr. Rob Reed, and I will see you in the next video.